Yeah, Convergence. This is the new exhibition at the Trianon. It's here till November 4th. I did a live tour, and that's posted. It's like 22 minutes long, I think. It's posted on my Instagram. But I did want to show you some of my favorite pieces in the vlog. Not many people know about the gallery. People in the know will come for the openings and the receptions. But yeah, I have the live tour there. That's much more. I stop and look at every piece. I don't talk about every piece, but right now, for the sake of time, I'm just going to show you my favorites. There are elements of this. I don't know, these painting ones are not my favorite works at all, but this is one of my favorites of them, and a lot of it has to do with the texture and application of paint that's here. So that's a thing. This is a different artist, these photographs here. I enjoy them a lot. There are a lot of these photographs that are quite fantastic. You're getting some of that glare, which is unfortunate, but they look much better in person, I can tell you that. And these ones have titles, the other ones don't. I go through a lot of the conceptual stuff as I'm like viewing it, and just like comment on even like the color blue in a lot of these photos in that Instagram post. So if you need help finding it, if you want to look at that Instagram video where I discuss it all, I think that the video quality is better here through the GoPro than it is through my phone going live using the internet here at the gallery. It's a little pixelated and not clear. This will give you a clearer idea of the visuals, but I'm just not spending a lot of time discussing. Yeah, these photographs, almost all of them, I really, really, really enjoy. One of the things that I talked about in that Instagram video was that this color palette I would love to use in a painting, and that I just feel so privileged to have access to the studio, or have access to the gallery here, having the studio here, because it informs my work. Because like that pink, that bubblegum pink with that teal and that kind of brown maroon, like that, I like that as a color palette. I would love to use that for like an abstract painting or something. Yeah, so there's the main gallery. There's all that work there. And I guess I'll let you know. So if you didn't read the poster, the artists are Edward Bader and Peter Greendale. There's artist statements there. But I want to show you the smaller gallery because it has a lot of fantastic work as well. Mostly this wall here. These pieces are fantastic. I quite enjoy them a lot. And I kind of, again, discussed why and how they differ from my work, and how there are some similarities with the collage elements that I've been playing with the past, I don't even know, 6 months to a year. That's kind of accelerated. I like that one a lot too. One of the things that I mentioned in the video was that like I feel like I really like pieces that breathe, but I don't feel confident enough to let my own work do it as often, to just be like so flat and just have a plane of color and let it breathe like some of those pieces did, or even these pieces do a lot. And I like that about some of them. These are not my favorite works. I enjoy the color palettes of them a lot, but I still see mountains or shapes or whatever, and if I didn't see those silhouettes, I would feel like those landscape silhouettes, I would like them more. But anyway, I just don't let my work breathe that much. It ends up becoming very layered and very complex, and I wonder if that's just also not being confident in my own practice to like really just like have a lot of space filled by one color. If that's what best serves the piece, that's what I should be doing. But anyway, there's a quick little tour of the new exhibition. Yeah, there you go. Again, I spent more time talking about it in the Instagram video, so you can look that up. The date today is September 10th? Yeah, September 10th. So you can look at what I posted for September 10th on Instagram. The video is there that spends more time on each piece for sure. After I did 6 Mile the other day, which was the first time this season, and it happened really late, that gave me confidence on my bike. So I feel like I should just do 6 Mile really early every single time and not really try to like work up to it too much. Maybe do 1 or 2 like chill trails and be like, no, I'm ready for 6 Mile. It doesn't matter if I haven't ridden for 3 weeks. I did those 2 really easy trails. Now let's do 6 Mile. So I'm going to be using the chesty today, so you'll have a different angle. I'm still going to do when I use K2 to get down to 6 Mile, I'm still going to go upper. You can watch older 6 Mile videos, or there's one specifically that I think is just called K2 lower, and you can see how you can enter the 6 Mile trail system by using K2 lower and not taking that right that I'm going to take. So we're going to go down, and then I'm going to take a right, and it's going to be exposure and other stuff. You don't have to do that to get to 6 Mile. You can just go all the way down K2. It gets steep, and there's some stuff there. There's some I don't even know what it looks like on the back half now, if there's some ridges and stuff that are still there. But it becomes steep, so you need to be confident on your bike, feathering your front brake, having good grip on your tires, etc. Control, leaning back, whatever, just to get down there properly without, having to bail or going too fast or whatever. 6 Mile itself, I never know how to describe it as a trail. It's so dynamic and so great. There's some single track sections. You go through some very flowy and nice parts, but there's embedded rocks throughout that I would say if you're taking 6 Mile for the first time, take it slow, because even in the video you're not going to see everything. There are some climbs on there too. I can make those climbs, so I would say the average rider probably could if you're shifting properly and whatever, and your bike is in working order, which is another reason I wanted to take 6 Mile again today, so soon after the last time. Is now my bike should be in working order. I just got it back from the shop, and those shifting issues I was having should be cured. So what else can I say about 6 Mile? It's very much a blue. It is a blue trail. Again, it's very dynamic. It's very scenic, which is why I like it. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. Many opportunities to stop and take pictures if you wanted to, but you have to be aware that it is a very, very popular trail. Therefore, there are people walking their dogs off leash. There are hikers, runners, other cyclists. So I haven't encountered that. I don't even think 50% of the times I've ridden, but it always depends on the day, the weather, whatever, right? So the time of day. So I've definitely come across multiple people on one ride of it, and I've definitely had rides where I've never seen another soul on it, which has been great. But keep that in mind. There are some kind of blind corners as well. There are some times where there is exposure. I'm so used to it. It's not like some of the other ones that are like, when you do upper K2, there's like exposure there that I'll never get 100% used to without being cautious. Be like, oh no, this is just part of it. No, it's like you need to be very aware of what you're doing. Anyway, I'm gonna shut my face. 6 Mile, let's get it. feel a little weird about sharing this, but I did talk a couple weeks ago about how, like, what is vulnerability? Sharing stuff that's easy for me to share isn't vulnerable. This feels a little vulnerable. And I feel like communicating about it right now, it's something that I normally wouldn't communicate to the public because of the vulnerability aspect, but I'm going to. I'll try to keep it short. In one of the vlogs from years ago, I discussed, I think it was, I don't know what playlist it's on, but it was about like why I became a teacher. I think it was just a conversation, or why I wanted to teach or whatever. Now I feel like I should look it up because I don't want to misquote, or I don't even know what I'm saying. So this is like 4-5 years back with vlogging, because I've had a different conversation about like what makes a good teacher, and that is very different. Story time. It was a story time. Where the heck is it? Sorry, What inspired me to become a teacher? Oh, it's actually Behind the Curtain / Story Time. So it'll be in both of those playlists. It's from 2019. But if you look up, what inspired me to become a teacher, or just, May 18th, 2019, is the one that was posted. The playlists for Story Time and Behind the Curtain are very, very small, so you can find it there. But I kind of discussed a little bit about why I wanted to be a teacher, and one of those reasons was a man named Don Lockhart, who was my grade 7 homeroom teacher. And I just found out he passed away last year, and that's upsetting to me on more than one level. And one reason is because for years now, I wanted to write him and tell him how he was an amazingly positive impact in my life. And it has nothing to do with inspiring me to become a teacher, because I mean, even if you think about it right now, I'm not teaching, right? Like it's not about that. There were 2 teachers that I had. One was horrible, and there was a bad teacher, and then he was a great teacher. And I don't mean it in the way that I retained a bunch of information and learned so much stuff. He was also my basketball coach. I didn't play basketball before then, but from grade 7 to 12, I played basketball, and he was my coach all those years except for one. I think in grade 8 or grade 9, we had somebody else step in for a bit. And he never taught me anything other than that one grade 7 homeroom. Like, he just never taught me again in a formal sense, but he was my basketball coach. And just like in that time, he had really expressed that he cared. It wasn't heavy-handed, but I knew that he was there if I needed him, and I needed that. Like, just having that, even if I didn't utilize it, I didn't talk to him really about stuff, or open up about things that were going on, but I knew he was there. And it's really upsetting to me that I didn't write that letter that I wanted to years ago. At one point, I had reached out to one of his sons, and I had said, like, yo, can I get his address, and I want to send him this letter. And he said, well, you can send it to me, and then I'll send it. And I never did it, and I put it off. And I was thinking about him this morning as I was playing basketball, and how I was just thinking about high school and basketball and whatever, and just thinking about where I'm at right now. And I was thinking, like, man, I should have sent that letter, and I didn't send it, and I should send it. I should do that. And I thought, man, like, he's in his 70s probably now, like, and before, because the only contact I have to him is the one son through Facebook, and I don't think he's very active on there. And I thought, you know what, let me look up his name and just type in, like, Saskatoon, because that's where he was living last that I knew. And yeah, and I found an obituary that he had passed away last year, and I wish that I wrote that letter. His wife is still there, somewhere. His wife still exists. She's still alive as far as I know. And I found her Facebook, but I can't message it. So I need to find an address because I'd like to at least send a letter to her. But I don't know. It's just one of those things of like priorities. Like, why are my priorities? Every time that I thought about it, because it's not like I thought about it once like 7 years ago and then just never thought about it again until today. I thought about it, off and on, random times, and I've never made it a priority to do it. And I think part of putting that off was because it meant I had to be very vulnerable. And it was like me being shy and nervous and awkward and weird about it. But yeah. Wrapping up the vlog. The only other video that I did this week was a conversation. Oh, I did it again. A conversation that I had so long ago that I don't remember what it's about. I did some biking, but in the end I didn't end up putting it into a raw ride. The conversation that I had was about intuition and how I can't trust my intuition. That I need intuition about intuition because my anxiety and me and how I deal with my anxiety is just a mess. So it's really difficult to trust my heart or my head, and just like intuition is a thing that I would like to exercise more of, but I don't know how to trust it as something that I should trust or act on. So that's what that conversation's about. That's it. I could say more, but I'm not going to. Peace!